Hey nerds, we're so excited because we have back the lovely Gillian Elizabeth West. She's been up
Oh,
to
Hold
it's
on.
Eliza. It
My
autocorrect
name's
to.
Gillian Eliza West.
You know what's so funny? It autocorrect to Elizabeth on my thing. But you know what's
what?
funny is when I was writing this out, I was like, wouldn't it? I go, this would suck if we did her name wrong again. Literally, as I was sending this out.
Why?
Okay, I updated it in the note. I
All
saw
right.
it, and then you already started saying it.
Well, I got her first name right, so boom. Fine. Okay. Hey nerds, we're so excited because we have back the lovely Gillian Eliza West. She's been up to so much since we last spoke to her, and we can't wait to pick her brain about all her new writing adventures. She's fresh off finishing her duology, Ruin and Reckoning, and in September, her latest novel, Until the Heart Stops, just dropped. So we're so pumped she can make time for us. So welcome back, Jillian.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's so good to see y'all again.
It's
So
so great to
exciting.
see you. You've been so busy, so busy. And so I guess the first thing we want to start with is just what have you been up to? How have you been feeling? How's everything been
Whew.
going?
Like we haven't just been talking.
What a loaded
I
question.
know.
What have I been up to? Well, I had a book come out
Mhm.
called Until the Heart Stops. Um, it was funny. I made the decision to publish this book pretty quickly.
Mhm.
I had it written, and my agent and I had a conversation just about like how this is really the year of the vampires. Like there is so much
Mhm.
vampire literature coming out, and I had this book, and we were like trying to discuss like, should I indie publish it? Should I not indie publish it? And she was like, honestly, you should just ride this wave. Like, just go
Mhm.
for it, girl. And that was like in July. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. So thankfully I was able to get in really quick with my line editor, and some beta readers and my cover artist, and pull together a little book release. So
Yeah.
that's been a lot of what I've been doing. And then other than that, I've honestly been working on just churning out a lot of the books in that series. So I've
Mhm.
written 4 books in the Olin City series.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, I'm really tired. Um,
Mhm.
well, to be fair, I wrote the second book back in February. So I've written 2 more books essentially since then.
Gotcha.
Um, but yeah, other than that, the audiobook for Ruin is coming out on my birthday.
Cool.
So that's what that, and then I've just been writing. So that's just what I've been doing.
That's
Is that series just going to be 4 books? Like you're,
5,
it's going to be 5. Okay, so you still have one more.
maybe 6. Here's the problem.
there's so many
Here's
good
the
characters in that book.
here's the issue is that they're interconnected standalones that all deal with different couples.
Mhm.
And so I've done now, wait, no. Yeah, 5, maybe 6. I've done almost all of the main people
Mhm.
except for like specific ones. And who end up together. And but the problem is that when I was writing the 4th book, these other people came out of nowhere. And I was like, am I gonna have to write a book about you? And then I was like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to write a book about you, aren't I? So now I'm trying to decide, like, am I gonna or am I not? But I'm taking a break from after writing 2 books in a row. I was like, I need a little break from Olin. And
Yeah.
I'm writing a Raylo medieval AU fic right now. So
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's exciting.
That's so exciting.
that's how I give
Um,
myself a break.
I know,
Writing
like
something
just
else.
not taking an actual break.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it's like to actually not write, but I do know what it's like just to write Raylo fanfic for a little while.
Yeah. That's so it's when I was reading Until the Heart Stops, that's what I was thinking when you first started and you're meeting the characters that oh they're so interesting, like fun, there's really funny one and all this. And so after I finished and I found out there were going to be more based on more characters and couples, I was so thrilled. I love interconnected like standalone couple books. Like it's
Mhm.
such like a random subgenre, I guess, but
It is.
it's so good because you get such a focus on one character, but then when you sprinkle in the other characters back and you're like, oh my,
Yeah.
I know them. I know them. I just like love that feeling when you read, you're like, I know
Mhm.
them and they're back.
Yeah.
It's honestly so fun that in one of the later books, Callum and Lilith are like in like they're all like sitting in Eamon's dining room,
Mhm.
and somebody comes in and there's like a reunion, and Callum is just like, as touching as this is, we really need to leave. And Lilith is just like shut the fuck up, dude. Like, who are you? And it's like really fun to like, and then like getting to sprinkle in like different relationship dynamics between like Eamon and Adrian, and Seth and the person that he ends up with, and
Mhm.
Mateo and the people that he ends up with. It's like very cool it's the first time I've ever written an interconnected standalone series.
Uh-huh.
So it is fun to kind of get to experience like having I grew these people, and now I
Mhm.
don't get to leave them. They're just kind of in the background.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
Yeah.
really cool. But Callum is just so funny because it's just a lot of in the background. It's just a lot of Callum being really horny for Lilith and just kind of like coming in and picking her up and like leaving and like coming in and like being like, we're going home now. Bye. Like, see you later. So
Like, I've had enough.
yeah, like I don't like people and I don't want to be here and I just want to be with you. So we're leaving now.
It's such a vibe. Um, so it's so exciting because we have all these new characters you've been writing and everything. Has it been hard or kind of different to let go of Infernus and all of that and kind of move since it's complete now and move on to this? Do you
No.
kind of no? Right.
Well, you have to remember I worked on Ruin for 3 years straight.
Hmm.
So by the time Ruin came out, I had been writing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Um and then Reckoning, obviously. And I do find myself now that I have some distance from it,
Hmm.
I do find myself missing them. Like, when we were doing stuff for the audiobook and I was having to like kind of give more information and give more background. And then, now preparing myself. I haven't heard any of the like snippets yet, but like kind of emotionally preparing myself for that.
Hmm.
I do feel nostalgic for
Yeah.
Ren and Aurelia. And
Mhm.
actually today, in like 30 minutes, I'm posting a new art piece of Aurelia that Renata Doodle did. So but yeah, I would say like it wasn't hard to let them go because it
Mhm.
also kind of feels like this is gonna sound so fucking cliche, but like they are like a part of me. Like
Mhm.
I lived with them for so long that like, and I literally like have art of them in my house. Like in my bedroom, I have art of them. So like they're never really gone. I do
Mhm.
sometimes forget like, oh, I should probably keep promoting them.
Yeah.
Like just because obviously with the lead up to Until the Heart Stops, that's your
Yeah.
focus. And so
Mhm.
now it's like, oh shit, like I need to keep reminding people that I've written other books
hmm.
and also that this audiobook is coming out
I am
on my
so
birthday.
excited. The audiobook, so I love an audiobook. Obviously
Mhm.
I've read the series, but as soon as you said that, I'm like, I'm listening to that as soon as it comes out. I cannot wait. That is so
Mhm.
exciting. Yeah.
I'm honestly, I can't wait. Zara and Gabriel are two very incredibly talented narrators. Zara did Hollow Heathens and then like Greer Rivers like Phantom series.
Hmm.
And Gabriel Michael was Lucian in Akatar and Zayden in Fourth Wing. And
Wow.
Sam Keel in Amber V. Nicole series. So two just like really heavy hitter narrators that I feel very honored to
Yeah.
do the text and kind of make it their own. And
Yeah.
I'm I can't wait to cry a million tears. And it's also a coincidence that it's coming out on my birthday. Podium was like, hey girl, this is what's coming out. And I was like, that's literally my birthday. So
Super
Happy
cool.
birthday. Yeah, to
Uh,
me.
everybody please pre-order my book as a birthday present to me.
Mhm. Yes. So, was it just like coincidence that they found such great voice actors to do the audiobook, or did you have any say or like say these are kind of people that you like and how did it work for them picking those two
It's
people?
definitely a collaborative experience.
Okay.
So I get to say like, here's who I think would be great, and here are the qualities in a narrator that I want.
Hmm.
And here's what's important to me. Um, the cast of Infernus is also incredibly diverse, and I felt that that was important to represent. And so yeah, I would say it was a collaborative experience that I definitely got to have a say in and who it was, and I'm
Yeah.
very pleased with who it ended up being. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. I personally love audiobooks that have like dual people do the female and male voices, and it can give because I am such a person who, like, if I read a book and I like it, I'll listen to the audiobook. If I listen to the audiobook, I like it, I'll read the book kind of thing. And
I'm the same.
yeah, and so I'm just excited because I feel like you get a whole different kind of experience when it's
Yes.
someone reading it to you. So yeah,
Yeah,
looking forward to that.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
like the audiobook narrators really make or break a
Yes.
book. If you're listening to it and you're like, I don't like how this person sounds, then
Hmm.
you might be like, I don't really want to like listen to this book anymore. And maybe
Hmm.
it doesn't, like you said, Stacy, make you want to pick it up because you're like, I just
Yeah.
didn't connect with it. And it really was just the person reading it. Like it might have been
Right.
Yeah.
a good story, So yeah, they really just like picking a good voice actor is just so important. So I'm glad you found some good ones. That's awesome.
I'm excited. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
Mhm.
I'm very grateful to Podium for finding them and for bringing them on board. And yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it and listen to it. So
Hmm.
I'm excited.
Awesome.
It's gonna be so
That's
cool.
awesome. Yay.
So just I want to talk about Till the Heart Stops, but I just want to touch a little bit more with Ruin and Reckoning. So
Hmm.
Aurelia's story is so beautiful, and her arc is so great from Ruin and then to Reckoning. She turns to this very like badass, like I have every, just so empowering, I guess. And so I guess my main question from her character, was it hard to kind of write her from this unsure protagonist to this super confident, competent female badass character, or did you find it kind of easy to
It
do
was
that?
very easy.
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, that was always my intention with her. My
Okay.
intention with her was always to, I don't know if I set out for her to be as brutal as she becomes and
Hmm.
as unhinged at certain points as she
Hmm.
becomes. But I do also feel like Aurelia's story, if you take away all of like the blood and gore and
Hmm.
violence of it, um, is very much a story about healing of sometimes you go too
Hmm.
far.
Yeah.
Sometimes in your search to find yourself and sometimes in your search to find your own strength, you veer off course
Yeah.
and you go too far in one direction that maybe you shouldn't have gone in. And that's why
Hmm.
sometimes it's good to have people around you to say, hey, what are you doing? Like,
What's
stop
up?
killing all these people, stop killing all these people. Like, but no, it was always my intention for her to have that arc.
Hmm.
And it came very naturally. I would say writing Reckoning was probably the most difficult book I've ever written,
Oh,
just because I bless you.
thank you.
Just because it up until that point was the most action-packed book I've ever written.
Yeah.
I tend to lean more towards character-driven and like
Yeah.
romance-driven stories. And Reckoning is like Ruin is a character-driven romance. And then it's like you get into a car for Reckoning and you strap in, and then it's like, tick, tick, boom, like you're
Yeah.
just it's and that was kind of it's funny because it's a double-edged sword because some people were like, I love how
Hmm.
action-packed Reckoning is. And then some people were like, I hate how action-packed
Yeah.
Reckoning is.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's like that's why I always say reviews are none of my business.
Yeah.
So
And
also please
yeah.
don't make them my business by coming into my DMs.
Yeah, exactly. No joke. It's like keep that to yourself. But I think for Reckoning, there's so much like action going on and like what's gonna happen and like the political intrigue of it all. I think it just made, which I love character driven too. I can go back and forth with both, but I think there
Hmm.
was a really good balance of both. Personally, for
Well,
me,
thank you.
and Reckoning, I thought it was great, and I loved the sprinkle of unhingedness and gore that is Aurelia in that book.
Yeah.
I fucking love that kind of
We
woman character
support
so much.
we support women's rights and women's wrongs.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really loved also because in Ruin, Aurelia has Marana, but Marana is really her only like female guiding force, and everyone else is kind of like, Sidero is pretty neutral, and then
Mhm.
everyone else she's surrounded by is a man. And
Mhm.
I really liked in Reckoning having her have Samara, who is just like, what if we killed them?
Yeah.
What if
You could be more mean.
you
So
we could be worse and maybe we should.
And we should.
But then also, she also becomes the voice of reason in that moment where Aurelia goes too far and
Mhm.
Samara has to say like, this, you can't take this on, this isn't you, like, I'm me, I am the god of nightmares, this is kind of my MO, but this is not you, like, let me do this.
Yeah.
So it was fun to it was fun to open the world and to bring in new characters and to bring in new dynamics, and um yeah, for Aurelia to really have her time to shine, baby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We love it.
Mhm.
Um, so she, this is all about me, obviously. She's my favorite character from the duology. Do you have a favorite character or one that you enjoyed writing the most?
So I would say for me, I really love Ren.
Yeah.
I think Ren is, I identify a lot with Aurelia, but I very much identify with Ren and like just his journey, especially like with like trauma and everything like that. As far as like secondary characters go, I loved writing Samara. I
Hmm.
just loved her so much. I think it was fun to just get to like be unhinged and just be like, what weird shit is she going to say now? Especially because she does tend to talk in riddles, which was a
Mhm.
fun challenge. And then I also really loved Zane, um, who, when I was trying to decide how is Aurelia going to learn to control her power, which is a through line throughout this entire series,
Mhm.
we already had kind of like the training montage, in Ruin, and it was like, okay, this is how you do this, and this is how you do this, and I'm going to teach
Mhm.
you. And I loved the idea of her meeting someone who isn't interested in teaching her what he knows, but is much more interested in helping her discover her own self-assuredness. And
Mhm.
I just really loved that about Zane, um, and getting to write a character who, at first glance, you assume, oh, he can't talk. Well, what's he going to be able to offer me? And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's everything. Like, he is
Mhm.
everything. And I think he is one of the most instrumental people in giving Aurelia the agency that she needs,
Hmm.
because he's not there going, well, this is how you control shadows and this is how you control this and that. He's just kind of
Yeah.
like, you can do this. I'll stand here with you, I guess,
Yeah.
and hang out. So, but this is all you, maybe.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I loved Zane and Samara. So
Uh-huh. That's really interesting. That's cool. And I agree with you. The idea that it's someone who just knows that you're capable of doing it yourself without, this is how you get to point A, B, and like line out. It is really beautiful to see that come through in a character. So
An emotional
yeah,
support character. We love it.
truly,
Yeah.
truly.
truly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so to kind of pivot to Until the Heart Stops, and all of its greatness, I guess in case people haven't picked it up and read it yet, do you have like a one or two sentence tagline, or like you could
A
give
one or
this,
two Sunny's tagline?
or like this is, or just what it's about? I guess you could be like, oh, in
Uh,
case they don't, which I have no idea why they wouldn't know now, unless they're not.
they might not.
I guess they might
I'm
not.
a
Yeah.
I'm nobody. But I would say it's a story set in a world where vampires are forbidden to drink from a living source,
Mhm.
and whenever something is forbidden, people are gonna find a way to work around that, and the workaround is called the souterrain, which is a black market, like underground market essentially. And our female main character, Lilith Sarah, is the owner of one of the last remaining blood dens, which is now is um an illegal, almost, it's kind of like a restaurant or like a parlor where vampires can come and drink from living people. And she runs it. She's like 12th generation owner, female owner of her blood den. And she's trying her best to make ends meet in a world where that is trying their best to essentially control her and shut her down, and take the power from pretty much everyone that lives in the city of Olin and the country of Arabelle. Um, and while all this is going on, she starts to receive anonymous letters
Mhm.
and gifts. And she comes to discover that there's something more dangerous than running an
Mhm.
illegal blood den, and that is getting the attention of a powerful, dangerous immortal.
Mhm. Love it.
How was
I
that? That
love it.
wasn't 2 sentences,
It
I
but
wasn't
loved
two
it.
sentences, but I was like enraptured with like listening. Even though I've already read, I was like, oh my God, this sounds so good. Like I really
I've gotten a lot better at like summarizing my
Mm,
books.
yeah. Okay, so I guess to kind of start with, the city is so beautiful how it's described in your book. If the vibes are so like old, almost like ancient world. I just, when I started it, because I really went into it kind of like blind when I read, I was like, okay. And it just feels so old, but also new because of how you're writing it. And there's different, like a different language kind of slowly weaving
Hmm.
in there. Was it fun to develop that world?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. I
It's
wanted to
it's
stay in
kind of
it.
it's like if New Orleans and Paris had a baby
Mm, mm,
in like the 1700s. Like
mhm,
when I commission art for it, I reference like 1700s France.
mm,
Like that's kind of the era that I give artists for like clothing and things like that.
mhm,
But I mean, just like in Paris, it has a river. Um, it has the Rocher River, and the language is inspired by French. Um, because I will not go so far as to say I speak French, but I can speak. I've spoken French for the majority of my life. And that's why there's also a warning at the beginning of the book being like, this is not French. It's going to
mhm,
read like French, but I want you to know that this is not French. Like, so
mhm.
don't read this being like, this bitch doesn't know French. This is not a word.
Mhm,
Um, but yeah, it was really fun to create that world. I kind of got to take everything, like so many things that I love, and smash them together
mhm.
into a world
The
that I
best.
was then like, what if I wrote 6 books in this world? So I better like it. So,
Mhm. Yeah. It's fun to read because it feels so new and so old, like you said, like you can definitely see like the French like inspiration from it and the river and everything, but it also feels like you're in a new place too.
mhm.
And I love the scenes where she's at market and things like that. It's just so cool visually to picture in your mind. So I think that's a really cool part of the book.
Thank you.
Like its
Yeah,
own
it's a cool.
character. Yeah.
It is. The Sosterlane is its own character in the books. And the city of Olin itself is really its own character, and
Mhm.
it's alive in its own way. And when you have that many magical inhabitants,
Mhm.
weird shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So,
Um, so Lila's character is amazing. She's incredible in the book. What I really resonated when I first started reading about her is we learn, and this is not really a spoiler, Chanel, because Chanel hates spoilers, but you learn very early in that she's recently lost her mother, and
mhm.
the grief of that. And I thought that was really beautifully done,
Thank
how you
you.
spoke of it. And so was there anything like that kind of inspired that, or any, did you like kind of take how you've dealt with grief in the past with that, or did you?
Um, so my mother is terminally ill, and it's something that I'm her
Mm.
caretaker. I'm her long distance caretaker. And
Yeah.
so it is a theme that you will find through a lot of my books, just
Hmm.
because it's something I'm living.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think, you know, and I look a lot like my mother. So I think there's a line that Lilith says where she says, every mirror I look in is like a portal to her.
Hmm.
And that's something that I take from myself, because there are times where I look in the mirror and I see my mother. And yeah, so I think it definitely came from like a very personal place
Yeah.
of like, this is something that I've lived and I am living. It's a very weird experience to be grieving somebody who is still alive.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I think it definitely comes from like a lived in place
Yeah.
that Lilith is experiencing. And yeah, she loses her mother a year prior to
Hmm.
the book starting, and is still very much navigating that, because she's never had to, she's learning how to run the shop on her own without, her grandmother and her mother died within 6 months of each other. So,
Yeah.
she went from having this very strong support system of people saying, this is how you run
Mm.
this place, this is how you continue our legacy, to just, I'm doing the best I can on my own, and the covenant is cracking down, and blood dens are closing, and new blood dens are opening up, and
Hmm.
I can't compete.
Yeah.
So, and you learn all of this in chapter one, just
Yeah.
as a,
Yeah.
as just to be very clear, this is not a spoiler. You learn this 5 pages in.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's a very, I think for Lilith, it's a very complicated experience of wanting to continue a legacy, that it's like, you're something is flooding and she has a cup, and she's
Hmm.
trying to get water out of a boat with a cup, but there's so many holes. So
Yeah.
sometimes you need someone to come in
Mm.
and just start sending you fancy gifts and
Yes.
beautiful love letters.
Beautiful, beautiful love letters. I guess that would be kind of my next question. Personally, for me, the letters part of this novel like kind of stole the show for me. I love it so much. And I think it's like can be such a lost thing, the idea of writing something out tangible to someone else. And
Hmm.
so was that fun to do for you to
Yeah.
develop these letters? Yeah.
It's funny too, because even in books, and even in a book that is set in this world, this kind of, gothic romantic corsets and lace and rocklors and cloaks, you still have to be mindful about the things that people are saying. Like, you can't
Yeah.
just be out here being like, you are the flame to which I light my candle of immortality. Like, people just
Hmm.
don't say that in conversation. So it was so fun to get to stretch my legs in that way of using these, because you wouldn't say that in conversation, but you would say that in a love letter. And
Yeah.
so, and it really gave me the opportunity to lean into that much more flowery poetry almost. I mean, there are points in which Callum's letters to her are, it's not a spoiler, it's Callum. Like, I like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, should I say it? It's very obviously Callum, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
it's him in all the art. He's on
Uh-huh.
the cover.
Yeah.
Um somebody was like, the plot twist wasn't a plot twist. I was like, it was not intended to be a plot twist, that it's
No.
him. He's
Uh-uh.
very obviously there.
Mhm.
Um, but there are moments where it's almost poetry. And I
Yeah.
really loved, it was just so fun to get to do that. And for him, especially because Callum is such a reserved person in the
Yeah.
public eye. It's how would he get his feelings across, especially in a circumstance where he thinks, this is never going to go anywhere, this is all I'm going to get, so I better
Mhm.
make it fucking count.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send gifts and love letters.
Yeah. It
So
yeah. I love how it unfolds in the novel too, because he is so reserved and like quiet when we first meet him and speaks so few words, and then you start reading these letters and you're like, oh my God, this is all just inside of him waiting to come out.
Yeah. Well, it's also the love letters are the opportunity for you to meet him and for you
Mhm.
to get to know him. Because as the reader, if you didn't have those letters, you would just have a
Yes.
dude like
Well, yeah.
standing off to the side in different places, just like being like, hey,
Hmm.
we have to go, Henry. Don't talk to her anymore. And like, coming up to her in ballrooms and being rude. And so you do the letters are also a vehicle for you to learn more about him so that when you do get that confirmation, which I feel like most people reading it are like, okay, we've met this man. He's really
Hmm.
beautiful. She gets a letter. It's probably him.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a vehicle for you to learn more and to fall in love with Callum as she
Yeah.
falls in love with Callum.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
I
cool.
just
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ash.
I was just have to say real fast because we've just kind of like mentioned a couple times the cover art for this
Oh,
book is incredible. I remember the first time I saw it on your
Amazing.
Instagram when it was posted. I was just like, "This is amazing." So,
Yeah.
anyways, I
yeah.
just it's
Who's
Um
so
who's the cover
beautiful.
artist?
Wants G sorry, you just saw well, I was like, I'm not gonna move at all during this interview, but here we are. I'm doing renovations at my house. So you're welcome, everybody. Wants Jean Marie Mercavalli, I believe is how you say her last name. Just
Mm,
incredible. So beautiful. So like
Love it.
this is the opening to the Souterrain. But yeah, they're just
Look at them.
look at it.
Look at them.
yeah. I love it.
So
It's honestly it's so beautiful, and it was cool because when we were talking about the cover, I said I really want this to be like I want this to give the vibes of like an 80s bodice ripper romance, but
Hmm.
like with a vampiric gothic twist. And so I found like a bunch of different covers that I really liked and then sent her a bunch of them and was just like because a lot of times with artists, like I can't draw. I can paint you a picture with my words, but like that's it. So a lot of times with artists, I tend to just like send them a bunch of references and then give them a bunch of context and then be like, let me know what you think. Like,
Hmm.
come back to me. And so she came back to me with multiple different poses. And this was the one that I was like, this is so quintessentially vampiric.
Yeah.
Um, and she just nailed it. I've worked with her multiple times. She did the pre-order incentive for Reckoning, which I
Hmm.
did eventually post the safe for work version of them like on their knees in like a field, almost kissing. Um, and she's done a couple of other art pieces for me. So yeah, I just feel so lucky to get to have her, and she did such a good job, and she's the
Yeah.
best. I can't wait to start
mhm.
working on the next book with her. So yeah,
Yeah.
she's the best.
It definitely makes it pop. And because sometimes I feel like a lot of covers can kind of feel the same after a while, like you kind of get the same vibe with things. And so,
Yeah.
like Ashley said, when I first saw the cover, that was like, oh shit, like this is amazing, like and
Mhm.
It really
different. And
sells itself.
yeah.
It
Mhm.
really sells itself. It's in Book People right now, and they have it like as a recommendation, like on the shelf like this. And they were like, we have to buy more. And I'm like, yeah, because I feel like most people will just see this and be like, I know exactly what's going on here, and I'm in.
And I
And I want it.
want it.
Yeah. And then like in the paperback as well, you do get another while we're here.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You do get like another piece of art of them.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
So
Love it.
and if you read the whole book, in the back of the book, there's an unedited sneak peek of book two, which, if you're reading it on Kindle, the like before you go page will pop up before that. So just like also as a PSA, close it and keep going so that you
Hmm.
can read the sneak peek of book two.
Can you tell us when book two might come out or will come out? Do you have any idea or no?
It will come out in 2026.
Okay. Okay.
I
Sometime.
I would hope towards the beginning, where I'm just kind of waiting on a few things just to kind of see where timing is going to be. Because I was able to get this book out. I mean, I already had this book written. I already had this book like kind of edited. And so like this book was kind of ready to go. But I did not enjoy the experience of putting out a book in 4 months. And so I don't want to do that again. And with the holidays, you just kind of have to
Yeah.
wait and see how things shake up. But my hope is beginning of 2026, before the summer, preferably.
Nice. Okay.
Something
So
to look-
exciting.
Yeah, something to look forward
So
to. Mhm.
Very
yeah,
cool.
that's my hope at least.
Yeah.
So
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
especially because everybody, it's so funny because you anticipate that people are going to love Callum and Lilith, but I did not anticipate how many people were going to be so obsessed with Eamon and Adrian,
Yeah.
because that's the couple for book 2, and they are very much like happening in the background. And I've had people literally reach out to me and be like, I've commissioned art of Eamon and Adrian. And I'm like, wow, with what context? Like what? like obviously you do have context of, and this is again in chapter 1 of Eamon, Adrian is Eamon's exclusive blood giver. And the whole thing with blood givers is that you cannot mix blood drinking and sex because it will create a bond. And so even just like outside of the covenant's ordainment of don't drink living blood, there is kind of this also social, like, you really shouldn't fuck the person that you're drinking blood from. Like, it's just unless you want a bond to form. And so there's already kind of that push and pull of, Eamon and Adrian very obviously having feelings for one another and being unable to act on it for reasons past even just, that. So I'm really excited for book 2.
Yeah.
Love some good sexual tension.
Listen, if you thought Callum yearned,
Then I'm ready.
so I will give you some information about book 2. So book 2 starts a year prior to Until the Heart Stops,
Oh, okay.
which is cool because you then get to meet Lilith's mother, Jules. And you get to kind of see the book, and like it's literally in this book. Chapter 1, you meet is the night that Eamon and Adrian meet each other. And she at the time she's just a blood giver at the blood den, and so she's there with another person, with another vampire, and she meets Eamon. And Eamon, as you find out in the book, is a very ancient blood drinker and is very revered within society. And I've never written a jealousy trope before, and it was so much fun. So
I bet.
it's like it's not a love triangle because like it's like 2 men that are interested in the same woman, but she is only interested in one of them, and obviously I'm sure you can guess who it is. But the thing that I've been teasing, like in interviews and in like in events and stuff, because when I did my event with Allie, her questions were about Eamon and Adrian. She was like, yeah, Callum, that's cool. But Eamon and Adrian. And there's a scene essentially in book 2 where there's like a bunch of vampires in Eamon's house, and they're allowed to bring blood givers, and everybody is drinking their blood givers blood, and Adrian is there with someone else, and this person is drinking from Adrian, and Eamon is literally across the room from her, elbows on his thighs, squeezing his hands together, just watching. And Mateo is next to him being like, are you good, bro?
Are you okay?
Like, are you all right? So yeah, there's a lot of pining and yearning and angst and jealousy, and it's just a delight, and I love them so much.
So
So,
exciting.
get excited for that whenever that comes out.
We can't wait.
Can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's so funny that when you said people were already asking to commission art of the two of them, because when I was reading it, I was like, when there would be parts with them together or even her alone, I'm like, I am really like, she such a strong, sometimes secondary characters I guess don't feel as present, and they feel so present even in that book. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it why people would want to, yeah, commission art already.
I try very hard in all of my books to create secondary characters who feel like real people
Yeah.
and not just like afterthoughts or plot devices. And
Mhm.
especially for a series like this where everyone is going to get their own book, it was important to me to have fully fleshed out characters who you
Mhm.
cared about and who you wanted to know more about. And, I also get a lot of people being like, Gabrielle, Henry,
Mhm.
Noah, Mateo. So,
Mhm. Yeah. When I was reading it, I was like, when I was meeting the characters and stuff, in my head, I was literally thinking, oh, Ashley would love this person. Chanel would probably relate to this character. And so it'll be interesting to see when they come out, like what Ashley and Chanel think of, if it would match what was in my head, that the characters you guys would gravitate towards. Yeah.
Which one do you think I'd gravitate towards? Can you say it? Is it ruining
Yeah.
anything?
No, I think when I started reading, definitely Adriana, and like the next book is going to
Adrian,
be
yeah.
Adrian. Sorry. Yeah. In my head, that's what her name was until you said it out loud. So this is also why I like audiobooks when I because I just make up people's names. But yes, I was like, Ashley's gonna be obsessed with her. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
So
It's
exciting.
great.
Okay, so kind of just to wrap things up, I guess we have a little game. Chanel, do you want to do the game, or do you want me to? I'm used to you doing the game. That's why I'm asking.
Right? Okay.
You're the the show host or whatever for the game.
Yeah, right. Okay. Would you prefer to live in the world of Infernus or in the city of Olin?
Olin. There's more to do.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's so much
There's
to
more
do.
there's more shit to do.
More lively.
More lively.
More lively.
There's like more restaurants and like shops and
Yeah.
Mhm.
places to go.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of infrastructure in Infernus.
That's funny. Okay. Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Oh yes, it's
What is
coming.
that? Oh no, what are you gonna ask me? Okay, I'm ready.
Ren,
Oh god.
Callum, or Eamon?
I know. I'm
That's
sorry.
hard, Stacy.
I know it's hard. I'm sorry.
You have to kill one.
The killing part is so hard.
I'm gonna kill Ren because he can't die.
Oh, smart.
Oh.
Smart.
Loophole.
Loophole.
I'm gonna take that loophole of Ren cannot die, so I will kill Ren because he'll just pop back up. He'll be a little worse for wear, but it'll be fine. And then I guess I'll fuck Callum and marry Eamon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
The only way to do it. It's the only way.
Wow, thank God I thought about that loophole.
I know. I'm impressed. I didn't think about it, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be hard." And I was like,
No.
"Guess not."
Okay. Would you rather be a witch, a werewolf, or a vampire?
Vampire.
Hell yes.
These books right here are all Anne Rice, if that gives you any indication. Like literally these two bookshelves are Anne Rice, and that's not all of my Anne Rice books. I have two more
love
shelves
it.
in my bedroom. So vampire.
Love
Very
it.
much.
I've literally had a conversation with my husband about what he would want me to do if I got turned into a vampire. I was like, would you want me to turn you into a vampire? And he said, no.
Really?
And I said, that's too damn bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
It's happening.
He was like, I like to eat food. Like, I want to eat food. Like, that sounds miserable. Because Anne Rice's characters canonically cannot fuck and cannot eat food. It's different for the show. But canonically, they can't. So,
That would be rough.
but still vampire.
Yeah.
Also, that's just like a morality thing because it's like
Mhm.
your partner, like you're gonna stay the same age. It's like the Twilight thing.
Yeah.
And
But we're
you're
gonna pull a Bella and Edward where
Uh-huh.
she's
yeah.
fucking
And
80.
he's gonna stay, get old and you're gonna stay
17?
Yeah.
That's gross like 4 years from now,
Uh-huh.
let
Yeah.
alone 80.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's tough. That's oh man. Well, let us know
Best,
when you become a
best of
vampire.
luck to
Yeah.
Dan, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, best of luck.
Okay, last one. Do you think Lilith and Aurelia would be friends?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Because they're both very self-sufficient women.
Yeah.
And they both, I think, Lilith is, I think, Lilith is very book smart. Not that Aurelia isn't book smart. Obviously, Aurelia is very book smart. But the way they problem solve is a little different. Like, Aurelia is, I think, much more impulsive, and much more like, this bad thing happened, so I am going to do this thing. Whereas, like, Lilith, I think, is more calculating. And I think that they would complement each other very well.
Mhm.
Um, I think I also think Lilith wouldn't have any hangups on the things that Aurelia's done. I think she would just kind of be like, all right, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I do illegal things for a living and I've also killed people, so I don't really like, that's cool. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think they would get along.
Yeah.
I
love
like to think that most of my characters would get along,
Mhm.
at least the ones that you're supposed to like.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
do think Mail and Typhon would also get along, you know?
Mhm.
So
Yep. That was gonna be one of my questions too in this, and I was like, no, we already know the answer. Like, yeah, I was gonna be like, which one do you think that they would get along? And then the next question was gonna be, who do you think is more annoying? I guess, but
between Mail and Typhon,
Mhm.
Typhon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Typhon is so fucking annoying. He's so annoying. Whereas like Mail, at least, like, I mean, he's comfy. He's not wearing shoes. He just wears a robe. He's not one also to like he's not one for long um like speeches
Mhm.
like Typhon is. So
Yeah.
and it's just funny because I also got a lot of messages from people being like, did you mean to make Mail hot? And I was like,
Yeah. Mhm.
no. But that also seems to be a thing that I accidentally do, is that I make the actual villains of my story accidentally hot. And that's been something that
Mhm.
I've accidentally done for my entire writing career. And
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Well, I think there are worse traits that you could have than that because I appreciate it.
Like in my head, he's not hot. And
Mhm.
everybody's like, Mail could get it.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Get it.
he's barefoot.
But he's so
His
confident.
his dogs are out. Like, what do you like? His feetsies are out. Like, he's just, can you imagine how gross his feet are?
Yes.
And you want to hit that? But like,
Yeah.
okay, fine. Whatever.
Oh my
Put some
God.
socks on, it's fine.
Yeah, like at least some sandals.
Something.
He's supposed to be unsettling, and that's why I made him barefoot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it didn't work apparently. So
No.
Well, thank you so much for coming
You
on
won
and
the
chatting
game.
with us. Yeah, you win the game, as Chanel would say. Yeah.
yes,
You
you did.
win. You might remember from last time, we're gonna do some kudos, and you're welcome to do some kudos if you want at the end to just kind of like wrap everything
But no
up.
pressure.
But yeah, no
Just us.
pressure.
cool.
Yeah. Do you want to go first, Ash, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, of course. They're all gonna copy mine, but obviously my kudos is for you because I know it's earlier for you. And just thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturday morning to hang out with us
course.
again. We've been looking forward to this, and we just love your work, and we're just so excited to see what else happens. So exciting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm piggybacking off
Let's
that.
see.
And yeah, thank you for hanging out with us. Also, kudos to your cover artists.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
also, everyone go and listen to your new audiobook that's coming out. Yay.
Yeah,
We're so
December
pre-order it.
16th. December 16th. It's available for pre-order now. So
Ah, so exciting.
That's truly so soon. Like when
It
you first
is.
said it, I'm like, that's crazy. It's like July. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's the end of October.
yeah.
Yeah, so my kudos is definitely for you. You have so much exciting things going on. You're such a busy woman. So I'm so glad you could take the time. I'm just so excited to see all this character development that's going to come, with all these characters coming. So thank you so much. We're super excited for the audiobook. And I also want to kudos my friend Jen. She had a big witches dinner the other night. I'll have to send you. I don't even know if saying like a dinner is like describing what she did, but it was beautiful. She made all this stuff and it felt very magical. So it was kind of perfect to do that and then to get to talk about all this stuff with you today. So yeah, kudos to
I
that.
love that.
Mhm.
I love that. Well, kudos to all of you, and
Mhm.
I appreciate you bringing me on, and to all of my team. I'm so grateful for them, from the artists that I've worked with to my cover artist to my editor and my agent, and I'm very grateful to be in the position that I'm in, and also to my readers. I'm so incredibly grateful that I have the opportunity to do the thing that I love and to get to share
Mhm.
my stories and my work with others. So I'm just appreciated. I just appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Awesome.
it.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Okay, nerds, make sure you check out Until the Heart Stops. Get ready for December 16th for the audiobook for Ruin, and make sure to check it all out and have a great week, and make sure you read what you like.